So hello and welcome back everybody. Today we are going to see how we can use our website code to code in like our with the help of our website code, how we can create mobile application so that we don't have to code again and again for the both the mobile application and the web application. So today we will write a single code which will be our just Next.js code. It will be our JavaScript completely Next.js code, and we will run the same code on our Android and iOS. So for that, let's just go on the next create app. So we'll see how we create the like the template. Will take this npx create next step. Then we have to just simply type it over here and okay, let me just paste it over here. So again, I guess it's not copied. Again, I have copied it and now I have pasted it over here. Let me just okay, I guess it does not get copied. Okay, now I have pasted it. So if you want to create it in the same directory, what you have to do is you just have to put a dot in front of it. So okay, sorry, I guess again I'll just put it and you have to put a dot in front of it. So the project will be created in the same directory. It will not be created on different directory. So now it will be downloaded in a bit of time. The project will be created. Till then, let's go to Capacitor. So now this is the tool which we are going to use. Okay, so this is Capacitor, the tool which we are going to use. And as you can see, let's just go through the documentation. So if we'll go through the documentation, and okay, on the background my app is still running. It is taking a bit of time, but it's okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, so now it is asking me to proceed. So we have clicked on yes, so we are ready to proceed. And now we have just simply we have to take this like we have to either choose the TypeScript, we want TypeScript or not, ESLint, then app router, then tailwind CSS. All this we these are simple questions which will be asked if we want to create the library or not. So after this, our file will be created, and as you can see in our file we have this app folder and all the other folders in it which are basic Next.js files over here. So now again I guess it's still installing some of the dependencies, so we'll wait for the dependencies to be installed. And quickly we will go through the capacitor document. So we'll see what we need in the capacitor document to install and to use it. So I'll just open it in a new website. So as you can see, this is a create new capacitor app command. So we don't need this at the moment. So we'll go below. We need this because we are integrating it in our current app. So we already have the Next.js app, so we are integrating it. So we'll just install the capacitor in the current application. Okay. So I guess it's still taking a lot of time. It should not take this much of time, but okay, it's okay. It is taking bit of time. So let's wait till then. Okay. Um. So now the code okay, the project has started and now it is running on localhost server 3000. So let's just quickly open our website and we'll see how the like it will give us the common template, the simple template of Next.js. Now what we are going to do, we are going to have the capacitor inside it. So for that, let's quickly okay, over here you can see the project has finally started. So it is running on the localhost server. It is giving the simple next template. Now let's go on the capacitor. We'll copy this npm I at the rate capacitor core command. So this will give us the core dependencies for the capacitor. So we'll install this in our current project. Let me just copy it and first let me clear, then just copy it in our VS code. And after entering this, it will take some time to install, and it should be installed. Okay, and okay, the package has been installed in our project. Now let's take the CLI for the capacitor, which is required, the CLI to run the iOS and the Android application. So we'll also integrate the CLI in here. So this command will help us integrate the CLI into our application. Okay, now it is taking a bit of time. Let's just get it installed first. Okay, so now it has also been installed, and let's just move on to now what we have to do is we need to do npx cap init. So cap will be the CLI which will be using to do the capacitor command. So we'll be using cap for that, and it will automatically realize. So with the help of npx cap init, it will ask you to create it will create a package for the capacitor. So it will ask you the name, you want to keep the name or not, or the package ID. I'll go with the similar one, I'll not change it. And as you can see now, we have this config JSON of the capacitor over here, and all the code, all the dependencies will go in the next, and we have this capacitor config JSON file in our folder. So also, as you can see in our dependencies, the capacitor has been installed. So now the capacitor has been integrated to our project. Let's just move on to the next part. Now we'll see. Okay, so now we'll have the config JSON of the capacitor. We just simply have to do the out over here in the web dir. We want to out like it will give the access to whole of our project. So we'll just simply have to write this instead of the previous command which was there. So now we'll just do out over here, and let's go on the documentations again. So next, what you have to do is before doing npx cap init, we need to have this for the iOS and the Android as well. So for that, what we will do, first we will go and we'll get our sim. Okay, for first, let's just do it both for the Android and the iOS. So we'll create the folders of the Android and the iOS application. Okay, this will give us the folder for the Android and also for the iOS. It will create both of the files for us, and it will automatically it will automatically run both of the platforms. It will create the Next.js code. It will simply convert it, and now as you can see, we have uh, both the folders over here. And okay, before that, what we need to do is for the folders we need to run this command npx cap android one, and let's just simply type this npx cap add android. And after that, we need to run the iOS one as well. First, let's just android one get finished. So my PC is taking bit of time, but it's okay. Okay, so as you can see, the Android folder has been created in our application, and the same way we have to do for the iOS. And we have now this will create the folder for the iOS as well. So we have to sync the web code with the native project. So simply if we run the command npx cap sync, so it will sync. Okay, it will sync the command. So before that, what we need to do is we need to build first. So before that, we need to do the build command, so that it will build the project. It will actually create the build folder, and all the folders will go inside the next folder in our project. So let's just run the build and let it build first. Okay guys, so the now the build has been completed, and it is giving us some little bit of the error, but let's just ignore it for now. I don't think it is any big issue. So now next command which we need to run over here is npx cap sync. It will sync our native project to our web project. So it is basically running the sync command for both the iOS and the Android. So now I have this, I have Android Studio installed in my Windows. So now I will just run the code for the Android. Similarly, if I'll run it for iOS, it will, if you have MacBook, you can run it for iOS. It will open in Xcode if you have Xcode in iOS. For the Android one, I am using npx-cap open Android command. Similarly, for the iOS, it is npx-cap iOS and npx-cap open iOS. So this will open your Android Studio and will run the command on the Android Studio. So as you can see, it will take a little bit of time, but it will open the Android Studio. It will compile the code and then it will execute it for you. So now as you can see, my Android Studio has started and the code is the same code. The next code is now running on the Android Studio. It is literally amazing to see. I mean, how you can use the web code in the Android and iOS, both the application as well. I'm not running on the iOS right now because I'm using Windows and I don't have the Xcode in it. So without Xcode, it is a bit complex to run it. But okay, this is giving a bit of error. It is not supporting a little, but it is fine. So overall the code is working, and this was it for today's video. If you like the video guys, make sure to like, share and subscribe.